Hi, it's Elton from the Elton and Ploy Walker team, your real estate advocates for the consumer. You know the lines, man. You know the lines. What I want to talk to you about, though, is we're experiencing another shift in the marketplace, and we like to get out in front of some of those shifts and discuss them with our clients and discuss them with, well, if anyone wants to listen. So, in the areas that we service right now, one, we are starting to see, maybe it's just because of after school and season, maybe it's because we're approaching that last quarter of the year, maybe it's because interest rates crept up a little bit and or prices went up so high so fast. You are starting to see somewhat of a slowdown. Now, I don't mean a slowdown in the sense that prices are dropping. I just mean that, you may see the average days on the market take a little bit longer. We don't have a lot of inventory, but we have a little bit more inventory than we've been having. And let me discuss with you what I feel is the biggest challenge that we're facing right now as realtors. And that is we're facing a challenge with some of the appraisals. And we're facing some of the challenges with some of the appraisals with the FHA, quite honestly, and other minimum down programs. Now, from experience, I've seen this happen over the years, particularly when property values rise so quickly, and lenders and the investors begin to get a little bit nervous when their stake in the property happens to be a little bit more than what the obviously buyer's stake is. So if a buyer is coming in with only 3.5% down or 5% down, and that lender's coming up with say 95%, or more down of whatever the contract price is, I am seeing that the lenders are becoming, more conservative with that. Now, unfortunately, I've had a couple of instances here personally with some of our transactions where the lender's appraisal has come in way off of the purchase contract, way off, and that in effect in itself has actually unfortunately killed a couple of transactions. So, a couple of things I think that you should be aware of. Number one, as a seller, please make sure that you listen to and or allow your real estate agent to give you correct pricing on the market, and not just give you a price or you just demand a price that may not be realistic. Because what will happen is it's a very strong possibility that you may get a buyer that wants to purchase your home at that price, but when it's all said and done, the appraised value won't be there. Now you're at the end of the transaction, and you may be looking to make some hard decisions. And those hard decisions are not only with that particular buyer, but if it's an FHA appraisal, for instance, that stays with the property for 90 days. So that's one thing. Buyers, please be aware and note of what the value is of some of these homes before you're making your offers. Now, I understand you may be in not as good of a negotiating situation, depending upon what's going on in the market, but at least be mindful. And even more importantly than that, be mindful of the lenders that you are using. Now, it's not that the exact lender, say, or loan officer in particular, is good or bad, because they are at the mercy of what their institutions are doing. But there are certain companies that are known to be a little bit more conservative, or a lot more conservative, than others when it comes to their appraised value. If you are working with a realtor and that real estate agent has their nose to the grind and they happen to know that and they tell you that up front, please remember to take that into consideration as you're putting your transaction together. Because no matter what rates, terms, closing costs, any of that kind of stuff the lender can do for you, if the appraised value of the property doesn't come in where you and the seller can make a deal, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because you don't get the property. So, subtle shifts. Again, we're seeing properties on the market maybe a little bit longer in some areas. We're also seeing the go, straight up thing not necessarily working out as it was just a few months ago. So be mindful, be prepared, and get ready to do some real estate transactions, because the market is still great. And remember, no matter what you're going through in life, it is just a temporary condition. Because it truly is. It's a great life. God bless you, and thank you for listening.